Good evening, good people of Ghana. This is Afro City Extra. We are transmitting live from Afro City Studios here in Bantima High Street, Kumasi. Kumasi, I want to sooner. I say to the whole we are saying, Mediani Kwasi Mensah. Today I'm in the studio with my regular panelist, Mr. Otafrija Kwabena Ampra Techi. Yes, aka CJ Lewis. And I have a very august visitor, fine gentleman. His debut into the media space came not through maybe I movie and started free. No. He came from the very top. He hosts the morning show at Utek FM. Today I have him Kweku Usubuatin also in the house. Now, this week the issues are normally as studio guests we try say about doing community. When it here, Kuku is you. There were some attempts, people say there are some attempts by government to have that conversation done with, but it looks as if say one more ashokuku my emergency omunye manenko. Some government officials, especially Mahama Yariga, the majority leader in parliament, is also saying say Kuku demonstrators no nama and grab one tension and go grab one to him, Ayariga, he thinks it's just a political gimmick. He's fingering the MPP for doing that. And also, Ibidihun Komo who say, how far with the cocoa issues? And no, actually, no. One day, make out to Nana B post as a babonting. Nana B, Henry, Nana Boachi, meaning Henry Can yeah, Henry Nana Boachi, aka Nana B. The post as Ababontin, just all corporate national first vice chairman of the MPP. Which are for so for now, because of the young Abba and Obabe launching the album. Because Ubie no open political poster or in a soon team and a amenipa say Omohe, no one so no one trabamano. Say a teaser, say no the Babe test what they said they it's already out there. Unyahuna and Abakasa Kwasi Mensah Ekai. 24-hour economy. Is it a lie? Is it a doable policy? Now it has been signed into law. It means say the 24-hour economy things. Last Thursday, who said President Asan Bibisa, Friday news. Are we going to have really a 24-hour economy with markets running 24/7? Other services are and you used to 24/7 also run 24/7 across the clock all the time. Even if say how far are our road networks? How far is our electricity supply? How far is our water supply? And even your internet supply, a bit of support to the 24-hour economy. Nana. It is doable or not doable. We will look at that from my gentleman right here. Catholic bishops, I don't know to say, or my penny and her cuckoo, someone who no one can be. Maybe I do it. Nana bishop for Mukramu of Ghana can chemo. Catholic bishop for saying Kamu bear several acres of land in almost every region. I'm sure of your resources can attribute to me. And then I can move stickers, more direct stake in cocoa farming in Muka be a government. Maybe a government, finance minister, Bejerum Gwasi, Paddy. I doubt said government because a Catholic bishop for Bemunti and the Omodo Macanti made a bonus have 3,600. But that's my opinion. It doesn't mean say. Foreign Affairs Ministry are close to premium passport application centers in Accra and I think Kumasi. And you say you're beside the CNT you call a story no head who reason but you see close to premium centers. That means say maybe a guru boys no one day you can still go and have your hala to get your passport. Is that an improvement? Is there something positive coming to you? I don't know. But I have some gentlemen who can help us with a discussion. Let me start with my good brother CJ. Otafrija, na adena kuku for air common demonstration. Now I for 24 air trade show. So what TikTok especially my be so 24 my be so share with Jumwa. Omuya no ma ape kuku. Also move this near no tree na star big cry. Drop back good house. Oh, say yati is you yati emoso yati angwaso. That if you have tikoko so enye hwe na papa no bu say What was that trend there?
Yeah, but who said she was being sarcastic. So really, so what I say. So she get videos ni she was just being sarcastic. Yeah. But once a girl, the lady need and trendy.
Yeah.
But I tell you, she was being clever.
Yeah.
So okay, it's like munina now we mum we na was someone pay. Yes, sir. Into move find sir. That's how I see it. Yeah. But before then, no. And now me share topics, no. Now me we should be as a company come by escaping me.
Okay.
I go see your movie be your own. I call friend Sopranos. But I call your friend Godfather. Now I call him Godfather of Harlem. Now where's our movies now? Where's our movie now? A friend say it's about Italians, no.
Yeah.
No movie be a friend say mafia.
Yeah.
So we business man successful. There's a once or two amount. With me business in enkoso. Was he? I mean because who they be o market. A man name kasai kakra. Na mama hu ade be ekoso Ghana ha reason tia aban bebre omo brewo cost of living them say MCs ni DCs no them say o madwen embaso but and then I make sure o madwen akoso say so we the rate $1 it me aba form now for now like okoto normal bebre abona ba form but okoto atosode na normal nketenkete na e fa say o be aduane na ni nyina bo osro so what I say Nina bo osro no say no ma ba ko pe na amana basa.
Yeah.
Me ko talk tomatoes. Okay. Na me call lady no am so tomatoes yes and obo me bo na am say oh na the way na accident ya na. No say oh any crowd dem come means on go around it. But tomatoes no you nipa me na deba. Omo ba ko omo say on friend carton. No more man on can carton. But we say box we so say carton or person ochre. And omo de you no man those adaka no. Now say semane ba na se omu se sa dwomu ma no e ba won chen na uton tomatoes ho do mu se sa carton ni disi wono ma be sese ni nyina akọ o ba we fa ne tomatoes worth almost 2000 cedis e na say adan ya wo so e wo se wo register one register ma wo mo a unu mu kwan se uton sa tomatoes na sa carton tomatoes ni register wa na say adan den ha che se na che se do mutu do mo no
as if you working on the buy
intina by reba body aba so na akosi cost of living no was because of cartel no matter or market no
e for cartel.
I am telling you tina am catch so the correct Sopranos correct Godfather of Harlem never say that time say Italian mafia we don't want sort it out you can't have anything.
So in effect you saying say yeah, in various markets.
In various markets, I don't want to use the word queen mothers because work sack market women yes,
wow.
How? Let tomatoes say let's tomatoes 5 amount say friend say 100 cedis.
No, over this animal you
can seize it, you don't get it back. I was surprised when I'm some no can so I say bra. Busa mami otimiche oton onions o wa na ebese sabe tomatoes and I'm say how no say
I say kai lorry station so one can register a car so ba be load wa ha
no there are things we shouldn't tolerate no this is not the same as lorry station because of one why they be there are a lot of things that they wanted to make sure say friends are controlled but free staff are ready say what the body be bedroom say queen mother na so be edwom one prince na bo pa body be yi car no bra so what you say so be 5 tracks. They will have to give you time to bring the tracks one.
Wow.
It's better than no man about because when you be market women, how much they are selling their stuff. They could classes who could be.
The class
will body brewer, body brew. You can't buy 50 cities. Now, body brew. Why? Because they are controlling it, and this is a typical definition of cartel.
I see.
It shouldn't be legal.
Wow.
It should be illegal. I think the MCs and DCs or more market, because of work market, they hear all this, they have intelligence, they gather all those things. And I'm telling you, every government will suffer this. Because maybe I don't you know, so rice are buffum and one buffum. But few staffs never will become on the BRs. Why? Because of cartel. And of course, you buy a tuber of yam, the rainbow.
Why is it a particular market? And I say
every market,
almost every market.
Besides, say a Hankwan, it is an also be Pamin called race cross, be Pamin cost for market. The same thing. You can't bring what the people have not approved, say Fabra, and there have to be a timeline. You have to come with it.
Wow.
The DCs or friends say MMDCs ne
assemblyman for
assemblyman want me enforce this because it's security matters. So what I say, DCs ne if for that secretary for they have to take this matters up.
Wow.
Because who Okroma, I was shocked. Say we better told tomatoes you must belong to an association and register as a certain variety of tomatoes what they are. It's not 10 tomato no because SFD approval. The raw vegetable fresh one. No. Same transcend to friends say yam, tuber of yam, onions and all those things. It's a balance. There's no competition. When you say competition, but a Mariana Buffon. So what I say, but they are controlling it. It is a controlled substance. No?
What's the motive?
So that's what I'm saying. They want to make sure some get price, no, which is price fixing. To them, that's the only way they have to make sure say born in Buffon.
Oh, but the first point is, or didn't carry a family man or confiscate here, I mean to in the back. Meanwhile, you're going to sell.
Yes.
Is that not criminal?
That is what I'm saying. Say yes, because it is pure definition of cartel. Because a man far way more with no authority. What is definition of cartel?
Wow. We a passionate appeal.
Yes.
Yeah. This is, I think, a KMA Krabi team taking
yes.
on. And all other sub-metros, municipal and maybe district assemblies. And where markets were. This one there, I don't know how that should slide.
Something small, but very significant in terms of
or more some, monopolistic regulations be about certain things. But say to the point, say, who confiscate you be near Wakofaba to say, Nanka ye pentuzi ye carton de wakofa carton ba ye so manzo kofa bread in
wa or you register was so say omo they are able to cross the border right now no omo timi ko because they have insiders omo timi room e cover that type of tomatoes ni free Burkina but we mo issue is it we mo nko they say no no but because of omo register or anything you are not allowed to sell. Yes, I'm crying about beton like a market woman. I will order that tomatoes. Look for Nubia, they will come and confiscate from you.
Come on, man, that is serious.
So what I say, and this is just one aspect of it. Transcend it to both to yams, everything in the market. It's being controlled in the market by so-called. I don't want to use the word market women because I don't have any evidence saying a market women, but that's a typical definition of which abandon in a new one. I think say ebema normal aba from kakra wo market.
Yes.
What's now esen can normal be eba from. Though him say dollar and pay want to pay, but e will form all right. So what I say. But look do ma and because of few people are omagange have control prices.
I think your point is well made. But if I can go back to the question. Omo demonstration more but this is one of the most more demonstration I've seen because as a omo ko or my head and so some grand for now don't know no cocoon, it's not their concern much. Now we look at their age and maybe free by seshi ne doctor soon mono a pure monko go around how they are fending for themselves there. So more that hotel, some that guest house. So what is their message? Because no way they were buying they were paying a wakum to declare price reduction because Okrafona Baby Suntinumidi. To what end is what is they are doing going to? I don't get it.
I think to me, I believe that there's an end game. The long run, they say one can sell to you were born.
Yeah.
Until they are more 254. No, I can't not to. If you search now, Coco dropium catches about 2000. Yes, what I say. Until I believe almost every right to vent their vex. So they are saying. Omukuku wo that's what come obi ate say amtesu kokonso wo manu bi pa say ye okru ha no ma bebre e ba afomu pa de anti so what I say kuku farmer na ni mo hare nti no esi ate ni kuku na kuku asem tie mu bebre kra e na won tie ase o right now no bibia me ate ase say kuku no ye turn forward eti kuku amoto ni dey e na sia price so what I say
yeah
Cocoa aboto free cocoa farmers on both on last year. Muko ji scan last year.
Na the over ofrabuji ba beto so ba beto last year there na over beto this year.
Oba it's sending around the can say maybe another chese no hu no. Was or catch us most of cocoa no moton no. Na last year sick and no ma ji scan last year dada. It is what is scan last year there. I didn't know farmer na in the middle of cocoa season over tea cocoa so what I say let's only come out for. It just one more who's at least almost will come out for. So it has. And to me, demonstration be many problem about it. But they not maybe more say now kasa about any price feature and all that. Normal. Tell me as only demonstration. I will say journalists for no bloggers for no. Or your placard new crown. They want to know say when you rented a year. So what I say. Now the name say there was a certain manner a blogger be approaching say oh read it at the end was no. He was able to read it. Now you can't comment. I will say hey who didn't go catch for me. They no book rough. So what I say. It was agenda field. So they say, and me feel say don't be my development. They are almost civil rights. So
is government going to listen to?
I don't think say they change BBA as a na change but send American one can say to why you were born. Say they about 2.5. Oman kasa because they 1,000 liter about kasa. Until right now they have been so himself the cocoa price keeps tipping.
Yeah.
As at now still now former neighbor.
Yeah.
It's a blue class speculative saving price the bit about. Further lower.
They say 855 million or they or no they be 2.5 there.
No, I don't get 2.5 there no. And I know you the omaji dada no. The nuclear be creative problem. And right now no, we say waji cocoa or hoda no dada. And you know they will be old price no. But cocoa crash for no say, my receipt say cocoa no. There was no price listed on the receipt. It's they say you know, me dey no be catch us no maji dada. Receipt date no, by the time the auditors be me you have a very problem be say. What 4G and all that. And then crash another problem. Ebia cocoa crash for a bit to get advantage over the farmer say because in education in down papa.
Yeah.
Say cocoa na yajigu hoda than day. Say we bought 3,600.
Yeah.
Because we say so your starting program be crying a debate say that is not the case. So no 800 no we release am.
Catholic Bishop Conference say President Mahama NTA the cocoa for no can yeah. I know this is what they are supposed to say.
Yeah.
No people that say Catholic Bishop Conference or me and one. We have for more can only show mine.
Oh, I was as I know I can
say. Democracy. Baha. Eti oto masi say. That is what they do. Now they are telling government say on TD cocoa for no air can how is it? I know it's a good message, but what can the president do about this? The president says a world market from truly world market price of cocoa is going down. And you know, his hands are tied. Catholic Bishop Conference, as almost can be government in graduation. So, if I work for no more, can try almost a million cocoa for Modobi. So, can government be bothered about what they are saying?
I don't think say President Mahama hands are tied. Me who is he just decided to say, oh, he will not rescue them. So what I say, because he will come on a COVID bio. COVID bio, and I'm on for refugee brave. And COVID bio, teachers, how many months normally train fee?
About 8 months running.
8 months running. Yeah. I friends say a public and civil servant for
doctors, nurses, they were
rationing.
Yeah.
So what I say, a do for the part 10, or could only pay 2 pennies.
Yeah, finance ministry closed down for about 6 months.
So what I say,
other ministry.
All this, no.
Yeah.
They were paid fully.
Everybody was paid.
So what I say, and then they affect you, no.
If you got your stipend, so
you what I say.
But no people say there was foreign money. It can be free baby buy.
For foreign money, baby. It was a loan. At the end of the day, we are paying for it. But I said the coup for the car say he knows how to bring the economy back, but not a human life. No. Sana isn't quite farmers. No. Farmers, no. Right now, you say school friends say everything about education cost. And farmer being 1% about becoming anymore. So I always say, friends, let me chip this in.
Yeah.
New bill I want to introduce to a parliament say allow a friend say dual citizenship. No, we may pray friends say
various
position. Politicians don't win now. Baby, so what I say, the cocoa farmer don't find a bank.
Game right now.
What I say, politicians no money no go abroad. They know say right now woman no green card they be book.
Yeah.
The only way more consolidate or more gains amount or more better is introduce this law.
Yeah.
So what I say, same way na member question abusa no. If you say a friend say I wasn't our cushion farmers for no. Now or now emba Catholic for no so. So me crop format this na can say we yanka me nkebi. Go dey bia me ka say Catholic bishop da say me o make bi omdika.
Yeah.
Oko Catholic hospital say okru mu hada.
Yeah.
All the way city.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what I say.
School.
So they have stakeholders or schools quite the same Methodist will be fine. But so compare hospitals are
Methodist by to Catholic.
Oh, Kwasi. That mean Methodist you need for Christ you won't. So what I say. That means so many can't say we can because we nyaka. But some all the hospitals around the Catholic friends say mission hospitals that no for more vision.
Very.
You was assassin that swam ha. Near the see more. Methodist. Can you wait him to see the most of modern hospital? More not a room. So there's a Catholic bishop, there's a they have every right. As it is almost right casting. Where they are invested in this country.
Long time.
So they say, and in terms of congregations that they have the highest numbers, followed by Pentecost at the power back for Sono, at the power rough.
But I said, and
they are no more.
Prison no more. Me kwa mentia se Kristo ni kuti prison se ni babin ko dem but me heard the conditions ni pa ko
the also ya mo kana omo stakeholders say omo cry well
will the president listen to them?
He's not going to listen because obey listen can begin, you know, cabinet grab a can't and say President Mahama this decision is suicidal.
A cabinet decided say enko yewe.
Do you think cabinet decide say entire cabinet is unanimous? But I'm talking about say do you believe say unanimous ana? A friend is a president, the backstop with the president. Right. So he will say, for me, I believe I'm the president of the day. This is my decision. It doesn't mean that the entire decision was unanimous.
So I asked you again. I think I asked you the other time last Friday. Say, do you really? They okay. They help us to say as a president, Mama, Trimodin na Sheda no Sheda passe osisiko.
And yet Trimodin and yes Sheda.
I said, "Bibi,
but the say economy is on the track. Let's not derail it." Right. That's how I see it. But the attorney say. People know how to bring the economy back to life, but not human life.
Yeah.
It's one that say we attach human face to it. Just give the cocoa from what is due them. At the end of the day, the cocoa now between Chian Hoka. The cocoa Kenya last time near about 7,000, 8,000.
Yeah.
It was as high as 13,000 at some point. I buy increase that price no matter. Until you sign it here, a cost so a form. So, but cocoa farm money they won't even subsidize money because of you feel say it will derail the economy. That's how I see it. I don't think say Mahama and it's more than say no Mahama second come in there. I don't think say you can tag him say or you'll be a sebi the normal be in fact the normal assistant but when Kuan there let's say okay say cocoa anti say cocoa farm anti next economy ni be derail kakra enye hwe we can I will cushion you we'll find a way of bouncing back. That's why me and you we are against eliminating betting tax. Can be with the betting tax can cushion so that's it because cocoa farmer and so about training nursing university and all that cocoa farmer no person about the share room bi mo now we go UK ni Canada ni US we are not calling new law say you implement dual citizenship position. Na cocoa farmer ne ban be that pre
cocoa farmer so kra no wo kra na origin hopes na ka chen say 3,100 na for the first time in their life omunya no kra no
because when the coffers say be me ntwa some Mahama statement na omuko make here uni dia because already no catch am say true at force ne umama ya we so be more 7,000 or 6,500 it's time I double down on that speech you know cocoa am when they hoarded it
waiting for that.
It's one cast has seven before to sell.
Now they sell.
So as in Tomo Wado Omukoko no Omanto. Just hoping for the 6,500 7,000. Then right now no wako mo 2,500.
Who cost some? It's in our former and a church of one crown. What Mr. Coco for Nankasano do people life. But I say they were swayed easily by the NDC's promise of a bigger price. Here they are today with that price. Now Osho Monu Hanto. So okani baka says to obi enu hantoa which is on kuku vom dan to kwansa to ono bank crime pa kruka krakai na mai sa twetwe omo maboko jambi is a whole new dimension to me. It looks like comedy, but it's very, very painful situation there, honestly. Let's come back home now. With me aka one or two issues here. This lady is raising some very interesting points to back you, CJ. I don't know whether it's a lady. I'm sorry, but it's Ronnie Thompson. I see Thompson, like a woman's photo there. Oh, okay. But Ronnie is saying that I think he was adding to what you say. Say, I'm from Market Queens. Also, from Market Queens.
So many evidence. So that says the person may use terminology. Be a queen bit in the baby. No one can. So that says me see me catch up and say me bad cancel. They were hailing me.
Yeah.
So that's so when now she has me bad. Someone may come out.
Well, we have to take this. Now, Ronnie say they are mafias. They hijack prices, set prices for the produce of the markets. Yeah. They do a lot of shady deals.
Yes.
If you go after them, they will threaten you with elections. Mm-hmm. They also create hoarding, creating artificial shortages. Mm-hmm. I don't commiserate with them when Rollins shipped them.
Oh, that one day I disagree, but that one I disagree, but you're working within the law.
Yeah, they can.
Because I want you.
Yeah.
I was shocked. So was some other fund the normal worth 2,000 cities. all because I just saw anything illegal on top sebi smuggle because say carton is not registered in Ghana.
Let me also ask you this. Maybe I can move to our guest here. Nana B, photo na babonti. Nana say, oh, photo now, but to me, a project ya maya. CJ, one you are into this. You are a media person in your own right now. What does this kind of picture? What is the message behind the picture? Or is that one who will be a warper? Why vote for me? Poster or na team and an in Chiaso and actually the pada.
Because I'm so on your picture, ni you when you or the two I was unforeseen and be oh. What's unforeseen?
Yes, not be anything. It's a papa used to be in the or be a poem.
I say, and I people come the power. Well, be as someone can say, it will be any stand. I believe, say, I think the first vice. I think so that's a subtle position, more like the organizer, unlike it, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's okay, let him go. If he gets it, me sure say he works under the chairmanship. So you can't do anything without the chairman approval. Unfortunately, now MPP, first a new constitution, the chairman is the leader, isn't it?
Yeah.
And maybe that will sober him.
So he becoming the deputy leader of the party.
No, the deputy.
First vice there.
Well, I don't think that's how it works.
Leader.
No, that's not how it works. When the chairman is so it bounces back to the secretary, it doesn't go back to the deputy. I don't think so.
Chairman in team we Mreno. Chairman bute netremo.
You are making point.
Ana no ya dada na ebi amra foforo
bi. Nana B ankasa no.
Nana B be first vice chairman.
If you can work behind the desk, sir, nka me ni beji ho asen you know being in the in the cameras, you know. So they say you know, say last week can I say we don't hit Nana B. In fact, the personality cry ni mo da. Okay, in fact, maybe Obi admire him like from how I started to become lawyer Nana B, and then why are there? In fact, we need probably you don't get people coming from that bottom to that up.
Yeah.
But you will say you will be on by your stature, by your demeanor, no, intimidate people, not in a way say. The intimidate almost say it's good for you, like but in a way it depicts arrogance.
Yeah.
So what I say, and that's what Nanaba was making a comment, say there was some arrogance. Nana B, I don't know, like I'm saying, you know, I don't hate his.
Nana B, I need the way he's. I say, leader, praise worship leader. Kind of thing. And a baby.
So what I say, can I be running for such position, you know? Well, I don't know, but MPP reforms no way. Only a moment when you better hack and what's up. Yeah, Babo Mabaso, and yeah, Saba French presidential. We were here praising them, and I mean, what? So let's see how the rest goes.
How many people are contesting for the first vice? So
it's too early for now.
Right.
We don't.
But his posters are out. I think say. Asante for now more I don't so me MPP more national executive they are up in arms already. Already 3 names are contesting for the general secretaryship. The person of the incumbent Justin Kodia, Eugene Boachi, the honorable is also coming to contest, and honorable Kukufu is also coming to contest. As to why a 66-year-old man who want to go and contest for general secretary of a very vibrant national party like that, it beats me. But the NDC had a sitting in the 60s, and he was still their secretary. So what am I talking about? Maybe I can shut up here. Now, let me go to our august visitor today, Mr. Kweku Owusu Boateng. Okay, I think Sampine is also contesting for the first vice. Have you heard that?
Oh, sir.
You know, and America say, oh, the mammy post. I say some greedy be yaba Ashanti regional aspirants anymore.
Okay.
Because Nana national political party hegemony can who where you come from,
sure.
It plays some role. Imagine say 3 strange people coming from Ashanti region contesting for general secretary. Nipa 3 incumbent Justin Kodia, Eugene Boachi, and Afes Henry Kukufu, Kwabena Kukufu, Dr. Kukufu. Sa nkrofo emi ensa e de fe so. Ni enya engreni baako a ne minimini din. yemfa alote bi so onso begina so onso pegina secretary because amu nyina mo cha asante vote no san kan ni betima we no mo easy.
Yeah, that's true.
No. And sometimes in politics, some of these play moves, ebemu, among you, the players, and they say, "Yeah, here, I don't know, I'm going to be near Ukrainian baby, because you're so ill, Zambia, a boom." And you be credit to about say, I don't know, push be as antiphobe, me saying 9 of me. It no say bono for ne. I'm gonna 4 name, craft 4 coming in as I say, yeah, bring my mess up pushing now. No, one, we are no more back home. I don't know what is going to happen to them. Sampine and NB. I don't know, but I think I would prefer Sampine as first vice than Banana B. Because Sampine may not be active people mover and that choboy type of people, but or administrative or intellectual kakra. And now
Banana B is a lawyer. What do you mean by intellectual kakra? That aspect I don't disagree.
It's a whole profession.
Yes. So intellectual. No,
let me say academic.
Yes. That one.
It's he may bring some finesse to how he manages people. But Nanabi will be a something who no about any peculiar.
And be assembly also confirm about me there. On for microphone on tour. Nanabi assembly I don't know. On for microphone on tour. So what I say. Ha. On for microphone on tour. No for handle. No only a woman behind the desk. So the way I state was in the structure. If Nanabi want to work behind the bench, I'm sure you achieve better than with the microphone.
Okay.
So what I say.
Okay.
Irritating. So on for microphone on tour. Meaning so the microphone to and Nanabi will do much better and progress better than with the microphone
very
in
well.
hand.
Let's
Nanabi and then Sampine. Tough one. What are you jumping on?
Later, if you are catching say Nanabi ni poster no a friend no Mubruhun Fueja. Mubruhun Fueji Cindy Thompson, the cover art and see what they buy. Kwaku, can I invite you into the conversation?
Yeah.
How are you, my brother?
I'm good.
Yes. You happen to be one of the few people who were not in radio, but entered into radio and got to host a metropolitan morning show in an urban city like Kumasi. How did you make that?
All
right.
But I would say Kwame Mensah about radio is very interesting. I mean, I was giving you the background, but I feel that the timing was right for some of us to also to come and shape the narrative in a different way. Because for me, I come on radio not as a journalist, but as a consultant, for human capital development. And maybe the universe, in his own plan, felt that it is time for me to come into the radio so that the message that I've been building for the past 23 years, and also the kind of things I've been studying in terms of Ghana's development, human capital development, business development, education, politics, maybe from a strong research background. It's time for us to change the narrative on radio.
Yeah.
It will not be the normal partisan politics conversation on radio. And so maybe me preparing behind the scene and then meeting the man who took me to tech. I don't know what he saw. Because actually I didn't want to do it. Okay. So he said, Kweku, you can do radio. I said, for me, what I've come to know about radio is partisan politics. You see MPP here, NDC here.
Yeah, all the time. If you are fellow panelists, you have to check their background.
That's it. So for me, and he said, no, you're not going to do that. I mean, I know you are from a research background. With tech, we want to create a certain narrative on the radio, especially for our morning shows. And you are going to have lecturers from universities who are well versed when it comes to development issues. So with your research background, engaging these intellectuals, I mean, we'll be able to inform our audience.
Why not?
So then I said, okay, what do I need to do? So he said, now, let me prepare you. So he took me to Time FM. And then Time FM, I had to develop
internship.
I had to do the first program. I had to design the concept called Bajumba Bre. Because I have studied neuroscience. I work on the human mind. And knowing that Africans, radio is just manipulation of our minds.
I see.
what the narrative echoes,
Yeah.
we are trying to
A
shape.
do tone part in it.
We are trying to shape our mind. So,
And yes, not tone. And some guys say, what me a bracket. A do tone is funny.
he designing the concept of Bajumba Bre, where we have critical conversations that affect the mind. I mean, I did that for 2 months
At time.
at Time FM. You know,
Yeah, in Kumasi.
TA in Kumasi, Time FM. So it was,
Oh, there's one of us.
yeah. So he said, tomorrow be at a radio station. I went there. They said, create a concept for us. So I had to create a concept, Bajumba Bre. And then we had to start from 5 to 6.
All right.
So that was my first time, doing a monologue.
Yeah.
So every
The most challenging part of
Yes,
radio
yes,
is in
yes.
the monologue.
So I had to. So I mean, it was Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
intensive. And so once we became comfortable with the setup, we said now it's time for you to go to tech. So right from there to host the morning show,
And we've been doing that for
and then for almost a year now.
a year now.
Almost. I mean,
Wow.
April will be.
It feels like 2 years now.
yeah. So I got there. The only thing was this is the volume.
I pushed the air.
This is the
Bring
mic
it
1,
down.
mic 2, mic 3. Tomorrow you are on. I mean, so it was challenging. We take out their concept, and then I had to study the whole Nyansapo concept.
Yeah.
So to see what they really wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
So my predecessor to Koda had left a very big shoe.
Yeah.
So audience were expectant. I mean, the team, they were also expectant. But I had to really understand the concept of Nyansapo.
Oh, because you created it.
No, the Nyansapo was there.
Yeah. Oh, the support was there.
Nyansapo was
You created
already there.
Bajumba at time.
Bajumba.
Okay.
But I brought Bajumba to Nyansapo. And every morning, 5:50, I do Bajumba Bre. That is where I have the critical conversation. That's why I talk about spiritual issues.
Yeah.
This year, I'm tackling poverty mindset. So
Okay.
that one, I do it Bajumba Bre. So the news comes at 6.
Yeah.
And then, because of my business background, I have brought in the business segment.
Okay.
And the goal is to target the youth, because that's where I look at
In the news.
after
Or-
the news.
or after the news.
After the news, I
Okay.
do the weather forecast.
Yeah.
And after the weather forecast, I do the Nyansapo business segment.
All right.
And so that's where I look at some of the business models to empower the youth.
That's where I remember you from.
Yeah.
When I was in radio, I remember one morning you came to our
Pure
studio.
FM, yeah.
And you were about raising leaders.
That's
You
it,
were all
exactly.
about, tackling the mind,
mind,
to be real with the situation that we find ourselves in, so that we can turn it around. And is it a coincidence that you eventually ended up behind the console?
Yeah.
Directing a morning show. in Kumasi.
I wouldn't say it was coincident, because looking at the Utek's concept of Nyansapo, I had to sit down and really delve into the concept of Nyansapo. Nyansapo, which means wisdom not.
Yeah.
So
Silent by dream back.
any situation that requires critical thinking. I mean, national development issues is Nyansapo.
Yeah.
Educational issues is Nyansapo. And so it's a show that deals with critical thinking. Critical thinking where you have to be very objective.
Yeah.
And that is why I don't give room for partisan politics
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah. What is your problem with partisan politics?
Partisan politics, distorts conversation. And that is why, I mean, it affects the listenership. Do you understand?
Yeah, to
So
some
look at this cocoa issue.
Yeah.
This cocoa issue that my brother was talking about. The problem is structural.
Yeah.
Nobody is talking about a structural problem. Ask yourself, before 1992, cocoa farmers were building houses all over.
Yeah.
The concept of cocoa board. You should look at the concept of cocoa board. Why are you not looking at the concept of cocoa board? And you are now dealing with the problem at the symptom level. What the price is a symptom. And I wonder why people want to treat issues at a symptom. And that is where we have problem in Ghana. If you don't build systems, we need to look at the cocoa board as a system.
Yeah.
MPP will not have this conversation. NDC will not have this conversation.
Yeah.
So why invite them on my show to talk about that?
They just throw words about
And
it.
they are going to be looking at the symptom, the price. You said this, you said that, the price.
Then you push
But
the
let's
names around.
look at the centralized structure of cocoa board.
Give us a hint. What structure is at fault?
Cocoa board is looking at a centralized structure where everything is centralized. Syndicated loans. He uses loans. Why is Cote d'Ivoire not using a purely centralized system? Cote d'Ivoire is using a hybrid, but it's more decentralized than the centralized system.
Yeah.
Okay. Then again, you have partisan politics also coming in, where a party that wins power appoints the CEO to go and lead.
So which my own
and then you also look at, and the problem is that what we are looking now is about 30-year-old problem.
Yeah.
30-year-old problem. And we are now seeing the symptoms. It's just like COVID, the issue of COVID. COVID did not come to do anything. COVID came to expose our system.
Yes.
So why do
Biggest was spot on that.
So why do you have shock absorbers? You only know whether your absorbers are strong. If you know that your absorbers are strong when you get to a rough road. Se kana could do rough road that untimi nka say absorbers near strong.
Yeah.
Absorbers kasa when the car no could do baby honya. Uka bu ha na absorbers ne nyeba wonnam coat house wa and I say asphalt so I won't hwe because the beko kama but when you see baby honya pe won so grow. And so external shocks come to review your internal inefficiencies. And so both parties are not willing to talk about this because they are driven by something that they will tell the ordinary Ghanaian who is not able to read in between the line. Until you read it, and almost will pay votes. It don't say same way by now. 6,001 and so. And so MPP will start using that narrative. But they know that structural errors have deep roots which go back as far as 10, 20, 30 years. And so long as you try to deal with the issue at the symptomatic level or tackle symptom, the deep-rooted problems will still be there. It's the way the better politics. Also, or they ban. I know, Mama 3,000. Maybe I may say, I mean, what is the sense in that? When you know the situation on the ground and you are predicting prices.
Yeah.
Unya situations on the ground. Unya audited report to come. Unya and unya analysis. No one started at the top price. Why would you say that on a political platform? That is why for me it will be very difficult for me to listen to some of these conversations. My time is not for some of these conversations. You for 2 minutes share on sa, but what started at draw and you might be oba.
That's politician for you. I think I mean, what can say, Mrs. Here? I just clicked me. Because my dream master sir, we hear Batman High Street here where you be from B1 to B96. True. Looking at the time it was built before. No, you can't do that.
You can't do why can't they?
Why?
Because politicians have hijacked the system. Oma take you over the cocoa board, It has become a political tool. And the reason why I hate partisan politics, and they say, and say people who have read, who are even academians, who are intellectually sound, the moment they wear partisan political lenses, they are not able to discuss national issues. They can't do that. And you see, whenever you do that, it's a great disservice to this nation. Because when you're on radio, you are influencing narrative, you are shaping thoughts, you are shaping ideologies. And so when you have the opportunity to sit in front of the masses and you are sharing information, you've got to be very, very careful. And these politicians have hijacked, the media space. And so the narrative in Ghana, it's so much, partisan that you are not able to look at issues critically. And so for me, that is why I was very happy when I was given the chance to host Otek Nyansapo, because you don't do that on Nyansapo.
Sure.
You look at the issues as it is. Yes, for me, I may have my biases. For me, because of my background, I am not biased towards a particular party. Rather, I look at policies. For instance, when Mahama was campaigning, he was talking about 24-hour economy. I was curious because I'm a business consultant. Anything that brings job to the youth, anything that is going to create an opportunity for the youth to get something to do, I'm very curious. And so during political campaigns, I focus on what policies. I follow policies, not parties. And so what is MPP saying? What is NDC saying? So in that moment, looking at what we are going through as a nation, looking at the national challenges that we have, looking at our problem as a nation, I look at the various parties and their propositions. What policy options are they bringing? Until the etoasumono, then I might go for but not as a party.
Party.
So I look at what are they selling?
Listening to you, no. Do you also badge into the narrative? Say, one, politicians never learn. Two, politicians is always wiser. Some oppositioner. Because I say, we are always wise after the fact. But I say, when they are in opposition, they make meaningful contributions. But when they are in government, everything changes.
Say, Adam, I have a major issue with the whole concept of the way I say your political structure. No? So, for instance, why would you call somebody opposition? I mean, I pay attention to words. You know, the whole system is designed, you know, for certain people who are looking for power, and people are raising questions on how we do our politics, this MPP and this stuff. Now, a lot of studies are complaining that Africa is having leadership crisis. True, we have political parties, we have politicians ruling this nation, but for the past, since 1992, my question has been, has Ghana had a leader? You know, we have had politicians running the nation, but I'm looking at the time where Ghana will have a leader, because I have my definition for leader. But yes, we have politicians running the country. And of course, politicians will always owe their allegiance to political parties first before national development. Because there is no way a politician will place, the political party that never power, no, the national, the allegiance, no, to that political party, no, are very high. And that is why their concern is to always look at what will secure them the next election.
Yeah.
The next victory. That is how the structure is designed. If it is not able to function that way, then it's not a political party. The whole idea of political party is designed to win power and to make sure the next election is won. So whatever message, anything that will make them win the power, that is what they are looking at. And that is how come we see these fragmented, development projects going around this country. And the whole idea of, the political design and how it's structured, because that is how it's supposed to be. And so until say narrative never says the same results, for me need any expectation be for any political party to come and cost me who beside. It's going to be like this, the same rhetorics. And the way Montinano, on the way 3,001 or something, 6,001, 6,000. A buy it or see a catch them. Don't also be boss over the to copy say anyway. Now also
sticky. Yes, sir.
But the actual structural problem, no, both parties when they meet behind the scenes, they are not willing to solve the structural errors.
Well, we'll make a comment. We say you were curious about President Mahama when they were talking about the 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy, to me, it was an afterthought. It was like Oman planning. If you say someone just threw it in, because they said they need anything, any book, any framework, be and I say any further say well planned, be a far about the 24-hour economy. No, right now, no, the bill has been passed. President Mahama has assented to it. It has become a law. I don't know if you have when your bread. I go through what they really took to Parliament against to the OTA during the opposition time, and then do you think, say, what they have now is really practical and then doable?
Okay. Most of the times more some issues about how we go about certain projects. I'm here to take full time to read the entire what was sent to Parliament, and then but. Even without looking at what is sent to Parliament, any business strategist or anybody who is deeply concerned about the political narrative, say, now we want to go for 24-hour economy. The whole idea is that industries will be working, factories will be working, and then so that people will be receiving employment throughout 24 hours, just as we have in advanced countries. In any case, I don't agree. Today, somebody was asking me that Ghana is a developing. I said no. Every nation is a developing country.
Yeah.
Every nation is a developing country. There is no developed country in the world because when you develop, we are going to develop. But there are advancements in terms of development. It be advanced than us, but all of us are developing economies. America is still developing. So long as I won't develop, we are still this strategies go developing way. So all of us are developing nation, but just that some are advanced. Okay. 24-hour economy said the whether it's carefully thought out. Is it we will establish authority?
Authority, yes.
1D, 1F by a 1D, 1F
secretariat.
A Ministry of Trade and Industry. Okay. Now, 24-hour economy. I'm here to see how they have broken it down in terms of sector. What are they going to be looking at? Ayana sometimes omuka factory ne you want sema. Ayana mystery. You see, Ghanaians do not know what it takes to set up a factory and to keep a factory running, a processing factory running for years so that they can absorb lots of people. Now you want to be looking at an economy that runs on 24 hours. Okay. So which areas are we going to be looking at? What is a roadmap? Of course, VIP runs 24-hour service. And in some of the sectors, maybe we'll have that. So VIP transport, their transport sector, the transportation sector runs 24 hours. VIP throughout the clock, throughout the 24 hours, so called VIP. Okay. And so, which areas would we be looking at? I'm looking at the strategic plan. What they'll be looking at? Okay. So, would we be looking at industry? Which industries will we be looking at? So, industry now over corner. What will be what are the key industries that will become? If you are going into the processing industry, I'm yet to see Saaniamano in detail. Oh, yes, what can is one of the things are we show 1D, 1F say 1D, 1F. Most people do not get a policy, but some of us we had the privilege to work with some of the companies that were seeking 1D, 1F approval and also support. If you don't know model see because the communication was not clear. It was for new businesses, those who are starting afresh, and existing businesses that wanted to expand. Now, people thought the government was going to give them money. The government did not give any money. But what the government had was that not all tax exemptions. Let's say Casapreco, for instance. Casapreco is an existing company. In the Casapreco, no existing company, no. Or agree to obey 1D, 1F programmer, or best submit the details. I call one district, one factory secretariat. Say currently the workforce about 1,005, but ultimately expanded do this capacity. Ultimately absorb in the 1,000 for Fakana 3,000. Until maybe obe here expansion. Now expansion or obe here machine say obe here say until Oseneko 1D, 1F 1D, Shima. Now I adopted Casapreco. But it's not the government of Ghana that is going to give Casapreco money. Or forward it to a bank. Let's say Ghana Commercial Bank. Or
provide the necessary guarantees.
So the GCB. GCB is going to do the due diligence. And the Bank of Ghana, Bank of Ghana.
Yeah.
So in this case, it's like the government is
it's just a guarantor. Just a guarantor. Say be interest no. So interest is 20%, and the government can take about 10%. Then I will so and the two. Because we under 1D, 1F, ubenya tax exemption. Be say machines be for butchery bar.
Yes, I remember. They did the same thing with planting for food and jobs. Was it planting for food and job? I think it's still 1D, 1F. Somebody brought an application to an disassembly and I'm a PA to a DC. And so I say yaba. Was what they were by 1D, 1F. It is a campaign for any free farming and those areas. No more timber logging and I think oil palm plantation be as the focus areas for mine area or to be a Manchester Central district. So some businessman who is a native of the district forwarded his application to be considered for that 1D, 1F. And then eventually it was told to him, say, you don't just bring your idea, say, my DNA. What about you into the Yanya Dana and as a mobile dana, mammy? Name you have to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. So the whole, as you do the campaign, you look as if say government say, "Oh,
yes. No.
Yes, similar to 24-hour economy. And Tiasena and your clear
tank in cocoa farm now, and your campaign. Well, we are.
Yeah.
I don't know what So eventually, government built no factory for my area, even though it has been captured in their so-called.
And you don't want to. And the intention was not to build a factory.
And can you do?
And nobody was built any factory.
There was factories built.
Well, my place, for instance, and many other places say, oh, so maybe that is how that. But Kwaku, this is what we have. I don't know. Maybe we should have established that. But I'm sure so when you have some European exposure kakra and as a US exposure kakra.
No, I've not traveled though.
You have not traveled. You've always been here.
Yeah.
But fine, through books, through resources, papa won't go with that. Nemo be careful with you. Because one minute. On quite wakada.
You need to travel to experience it.
Exactly.
This is democracy all wherever you go.
Yeah.
I agree with some people who do not agree with democracy, including Socrates and all the others. Say eventually, democracy said the issue in African space, it will have to subsume our Africanness and make us nothing like an African. And that is virtually what we are seeing now. Because said the democracy sitting, also the majority must rule, but minority interest should be protected at all times. At all times. It's in a sebio in democracy. A chill be a dibonia. A said in the family of Council Membra and Neo minus I say any kun for I say now say or several sentence. In the past, see a chill naso here and I say Kuru and the catchers would differ. If you see any then it will. So we are always going to have duopoly like MPP NDC in Ghana, the Conservatives and Labour in UK. The Republicans and Democrats in the US and the ANC and I don't know whether I should say the DFF or the DA in South Africa. I mean, it's always like every democracy, two political parties will have to come to the fore. So whether you like it or not, it is something we have to deal with because it looks as if it's better than all the other options that were considered in the minds of many people. So here we are. It say funny say politicians and almost partisan. Meanwhile, almost everything is run by who else or who is or which party is in office, which president is in office. Don't you see it that way?
No, Kwasi, I don't think so because we should have individuals who will be able to, influence certain narratives. Nobody has to go on the line of partisan politics. Of course, the moment you wear the lenses of a party, your allegiance is to the party, and your allegiance to the nation becomes subservient. That is what we are having now. But we have people. We should have people. How many NDC people can you say? I said, this is what my party is doing, and I don't buy this. I don't think this is good. Party, you be intense.
When people don't tell you.
And some for no munya bi na kwesi wo say.
You
see the
He was having this guy called the Lakufi.
The
You see, so when you wear the party lenses, you have to put the party interest first. And that is how come we are building a country where political parties is becoming powerful than the nation, and that's dangerous.
Good. Let me ask you, for the purpose of our viewers and maybe all of us here, there's a fine line between a nation and a country.
Yeah.
So in this country, we are more or less a country.
Exactly.
We don't have that national spirit, national identity, anything nation. I identify with their nation like a typical American would do, like a typical European or if like a Brit would do. How like a typical Asante would do. How they pride themselves with their nation. There must be some spirit to nation.
Yeah.
Do you see that spirit, that national spirit, operating or even if like hovering anywhere near?
Because partisan politics are breaking in our down way. Because now listen to conversations. That's why I'm saying that Why ne bit about transipa sebia or MPP ni na party or so. That is why I even said when you're not here, said the word opposition. The words are very powerful. If you pick the literal meaning of opposition, it's something. I am very comfortable when I use alternative political party, alternative. You know, so are we going to see Ghana where MPP is in opposition and MPP is giving constructive, you know, support, criticisms and support so that MPP NDC will win?
It won't happen.
It won't happen. So
it happen like that.
Then what happens is so that you see that the political structure is wrong. It's not going to help us because MPP is looking for the downfall of NDC at all times.
And NDC spent 8 years praying and looking for small nooks and crannies to bring.
And what are they looking for? They are looking for power to build what? To build a nation. So what are you telling me? It doesn't make sense.
But we have a nation. We have a nation to
build. It doesn't make sense. So that's why now, if you sit on radio and you are talking, somebody's looking, and this guy is here an NDC, is here an MPP. They are trying to read in between the lines to see where you belong.
Okay. What's the name again? Youth Oracle on TikTok. Thank you for your gift, Youth Oracle. We appreciate that. I'm coming to TikTok very soon to read your comments as well, but our conversation is getting more interesting. Kwaku Osu Boateng is, a consultant in his own right, a media personality right now, and quite an astute young man, as you can see, who is passionate about nation and nation building and raising leaders. Kwaku, I am inviting my friends to come in here, but I want you to finish on this. How do we build our nation called Ghana? What do we have to do with these MPP, NDC elements and all the in-between neutrals and so-called non-partisans and traditionalists and what have you? How do we combine these 46 ethnic groups into a, cohesive one nation where it doesn't matter where you come from, where I come from within this map? We are all Ghanaians, so that we can have that true national spirit that we seem to lack right now.
I mean, it's another issue that you've brought in terms of these ethnic diversity, what we are seeing even in political campaigns, where people are using ethnic cards.
Even among traditional rulers, they use all manner of antagonistic, commentaries around certain things now.
And you see, it's all because of the political structure that we have and that we have taken. And like I said, you see, when you adapt a particular structure, the results that you are seeing, it's a natural consequence of the path that we are taking. And if I look at national trajectory for the next 20 years, the system that was established in 1992, results in CIR never going to be very difficult. Because now, politicians are now, gradually, they are taking charge.
Of almost everything.
Even in our media. Even in the media.
Are you on the government WhatsApp group?
No. Even in our media. Even in our media space, my colleagues. I mean, they are gradually taking over. We are building a nation where individuals are becoming more powerful than systems. The last time we had a discussion on our show when we were talking about the fact that the system that brings the individual, when the individual comes into power, the same system that brought him into power, that individual becomes more powerful than the systems
because he manipulates it to suit himself.
And so how come that in a nation where one person can stand up and the entire processes of an institution cannot work? And so if you are living in a nation where your political structure is making individuals more powerful than institutions and the country itself, I mean, it's worrying. But this is the path that we are taking. And like I always say, it will keep on because as the day goes, it's becoming very difficult. It's becoming very difficult because, like I said, politicians are designed, they are built to get power. If you look at how they select leaders, who qualifies to be a leader? Now, MPP and NDC, and NPP just finishes primary. What was the criteria for the selection of a leadership?
If you have more money.
So moneycracy or monetocracy is now taken. So if people have money to pay more delegates, then you are going to be a leader. So this is one of them will come a leaders. And that is a system that has been built. And whether we like it or not, these two parties will be given us.
All right. Let me let you pause so that I bring in this two gentlemen. Thank you, CJ, for sitting in for me briefly. And then Richard Chidi is also back in the house. CJ, you can relate to this. And how hopeless he has painted the picture. And I agree with him. CJ and I, we are like Lukman and Alaska. He also agrees with me on certain score. That, yes, we have a country, all right. We have a map, we have a national anthem, we have a national flag, and all manner of identities to identify ourselves. But nation, say, or mine ura, or mine penini. Fedia na santifosika santimeura. As a sebu, Casantimani could tell me, Nadia cry, a man so in a jawadi. But yes, I need a cafe man. Mimi who say, a dear day, a friend of mine since 1957, a independence. No. On mine who can may ye, you be the animal who you man a debia. Why need the end free? Nay, and many day lie by Nasantini de Yempe, Namuni the only be that nice remuni de Nequine, Nacramuni de Yempe, and the Christopher Quantity. That leader. The omina ye pes obi amanaba somo omina ankasa ne hwene ho still somfo no ntina kwakusi ye be na fe nipa na beso ase omina no beso ase mbra beso ase institutions. I'm sure you see that. How can we turn this around? Need bit my build omina.
Yeah, because what the account say a structural failure.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know minimum time there, but during our time during secondary school, do you know say the prefect was having a separate room?
Yeah.
Why? We leaders are oversum. But that's where the failure started. As a prefect, you were given a separate room.
Yeah, open cubicle.
How can that be possible? And you no progress here. Obey politicians. When say yes, yes, song.
Yeah.
We are from school prefectship. Your man a room.
Yeah.
He doesn't go to dining. What I say. Obey you know he will take his food from somewhere and eat it from.
A man a special table.
You understand that? So structural problem. That is where the issue is. But we don't seem to getting it from day one. And so we are missing the point.
That's structural problem. No one.
We inherited it. In the by this time, no, there was no structure because the British indirect rule, no, they had to suppress some to make sure some are able to oppress the others. So they are saying. And the structure, I know, is from colonial. Your friend say inherited a problem, and then from there, we couldn't. Your friend say correct it, and we've lived with it all this while, and I don't see it being corrected. Now you say worse. You see at the point when you're saying say. Politicians here, there, one person can get up and then a whole institution will tumble upon one politician based on a small bit. Yeah. I was just saying, said the dual citizenship here, their parliament here, just to benefit one person, two person here, right now, and they move outside. Are you telling me, say, right now, your leader, you don't know who's in the man, can you tell me, say, any of his children are schooling over here?
Speaker, and as a majority.
Would they best both majority, president? Can you tell me, say, any of the children they could school? Into a school one, I don't know, fighting for citizenship as well they are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do citizenship, they say, that's the point. Until the structural problem, no, it's not going to be rectified. And I don't see it being going away anytime soon.
Richard, you young but mighty. Do you see the problem we are trying to paint? Say, as a man in the whole pine, Obiunium Brazil, and as I said, the whole Jana in Ura, oh, Nanimunema, Asaba Obi. We seem to have this, quote unquote, ceremonial head of state going about calling himself president and all that. It didn't start today, from Kwame Nkrumah time, So, Obi friend who head of state, Africa. First thing you ask yourself is, because states are carved around clans and families and kingdoms and eventually monarchs. But meaning the then I said Bia only Sasia, only Bibia, only Japadia, only Frebusia Bia, one Chakunya Bia. So every friend will say, "Oh, mining na Eura and answer on Mampany." Ibn say honor. Bible today can be free here say anyhow because Obroni British now yes sister we man as at the time of in such a way say parliament should exist for civil dialogue but the state should belong to the monarch of England. So even at 1957 7th March 1957 the Queen of England was still the head of state of this country. I think there was some profound wisdom there. Why couldn't they just leave everything to Nkrumah and say, Nkrumah, Omaino, Abaino, their chow. Actually, what they left was an abaism. They left the government to the black people to govern themselves because they are trained that for about 100 years. But as our parliament was living about 40 years running, and it's smoother, and it's it should stay. But the state, which human who say, what do you mean from ordinary African man in the name of politics or major or minds or man penny?
Oversight.
Sorry, I say. So they will continue to play the oversight, hoping, and this one I am thinking from my head, hoping that maybe the individual smaller kingdoms within the jurisdiction called Ghana could put themselves together and take the state so that the politicians will continue with the government. For 3 years, it's kept hanging until 1960, 1st July. And Nkrumah say, we are no longer a monarchical system. We are now a republic. Until he declares himself the head of state and head of government. Since then, one more criticizing Nkrumah, politicians are criticizing Nkrumah, pass on between you. How much they see JK? The very Nkrumah structure now created no prano and no more cataprano, and more. Eventually, they rise to become more powerful than the state, which Nkrumah actually became. Do you see some time to come? Say on my way, a bit to total recall. Leaders, children, adults, young and old, women and men, boys and whatever. Ebeka say, ya base omaino, ya mara yechi, ya regroup. Maybe ya di omaini abain eshe nipa ba konsem nemwa, yan team you yan for omaino to baby, yan for abain to baby. Ni resi benya omain sunsuma ye peni biana.
Kwasi Mensah, I don't think we'll get to that point looking at how this fourth republic, the kind of leaders are producing their mind. If we truly want to go back to that, I think history would have guided us to that, because we don't teach our children history, so most of them don't know what happened in the past. And if you want to know the future, you predict from the past.
Yeah.
And history keeps on repeating itself. We have a generation now who are rising up, seeing themselves as revolutionists, but they are not guided by history. They don't know how to go about it. There's a wake-up call that they want to be patriotic. But whenever they rise up and want to act in that manner, these two political parties find a way to have a seat among them, bring confusion. And look at what happened to this, I've forgotten the name. Oliver Backham first
Fix the country.
Fix the country.
Yeah.
You see, it was a good initiative because it came to a time that the youth realized that they have been taken for granted.
Yeah.
You see a youth at school or per Jumae or Nebinye. The curriculum look at the child who school is problematic.
Yeah.
And it's another education or may some changes or honor. And another about the whole. So for us to change this, this crop of politicians have been benefiting from this system. And people who are warming up to come and benefit from it. So it's very difficult for them to eliminate that thought from their mind. So if we want to go that way, we need to start from somewhere.
Somewhere like?
We need to start teaching our people history. Just as we have this platform. Start sensitize. What can we say?
Sensitize.
Sensitizing their mind about nation building, not a country building.
Yeah.
Not a winner takes all.
Yeah.
Looking at what is happening, NPP bar,
NPP for
yes.
And this for bar.
And this
NPP for bar. And this
similar is happening. Look out after the 2024 election, the NDC who sorry, today even now, Okotema. To health insurance. Do you think say
AVIP cry pamu?
Do you think say if we're having people who were nationalistic thinkers?
But you have nationalistic thinking must start from a nation. If you don't have a nation with a spirit,
that's what
we have a nation with a map.
It.
So how can I be nationalistic?
Politicians now find a way to eliminate it from our mind.
Because our people are more ethnic or tribal than nationalistic. The average Ghanaian will be proud of where he's coming from within Ghana. We can only be proud of Ghana when we're outside Ghana. Then the entire Ghana becomes our village or our hometown. But once we are here, because you are dancing, you are mansi, you are such you are kwamai, even among traditional lines of Krano and I said tribal lines Krano, there is still some undertones of animosity between certain tribes in the country. Ordinarily, they wouldn't want to even speak your language. So if you have these disunited people, and you combine them all up and call them a country called Gokus, for the black man to say it's called Ghana, and for 70 years, almost 70 years of self-rule, here we are, we can't even account for our own gold, which they have dug for more than 400 years. We can't account for cocoa, which has been going on for about 80 years. We can't account for anything natural resource God gave us. And look at our state. We can't have electricity, bad roads everywhere. Look at schools, public schools, especially the basic ones. They are all like hem coops in other countries. And no, and I ain't gold producing country yet. It looks as if it's hopeless, like the young people are saying today. Say as a nothing will change. Then what is it in for? Finally on this.
Because on the systems thinking on the system, the word system, a mode do. Now, to be able to, woman was there, kakra question, so also change an entire system. You need not less than 20 to 30 years to change a system. The current
whole generation,
the current system, a political system, which was established in 1992. Is it Abedu say
33, 34 now.
33, 34 now. And system, it becomes entrenched.
Yeah.
Now, the more we become divided, the politicians benefit. So they become excited. They become more powerful. You know. And I was say they do politics. But I want to say politics, we didn't get it well. Education, we didn't get it well. Religion, we didn't get it well. Almost all the colonial footprints and as a colonial relics, we were not able to do it well. The problem here, contextualization. Say,
yes, but we have to speak into the mic for me.
Yeah, your problem here, contextualization.
Yeah.
Say at the corner of the kinds, and yes, of course, they are also organizing, they will be a so.
Yeah.
But what for MPP? What is MPP's political leadership structure? Say MPP, a study and MPP should have a system of leadership selection, and based on delegates. I just say right from the word go, they know say there's a system. MPP's ideology for national development, a from urban.
Yeah.
But baby, I be there. All we know a delegate system.
Yeah.
Unity and that is not it. And I don't know someone lunch say school bio, say development school. I think President Kufuor was there. They were looking at an institution, leadership institution within the MPP party.
The patriotic. The patriotic something.
And so now,
the patriotic front.
What we can do now is that a bit the same nobody's against politics because of my we are saying now be politics. But the kind of leaders almost selected MPP and NDC should have a strong political leadership structure. With time now, because I won't say the leadership emerge. They said the Trump the leadership emerge. At least they'll have certain ideals. But the way they say you osika and a bit maybe say they'll be popular. What is the criteria for their selection?
I don't know. I think I've been asking this question for a long time.
It is a criteria say we or qualified to be a leader. Is it because he had the money to pay? That's it. So if leadership is bought, there, and then it becomes very expensive. Then it's more transactional. About what you're saying. Until these two structures be imagined, say now we need to design a leadership framework within the MPP and NDC structure. Naturally, it will give birth to a
natural leaders.
And yes, I did. The equi. Said the Osi
Okay. No, viewers, thank you for your time. Let me go to our feed on TikTok and then greet these my good friends who are doing the watching and commenting. Chapman Jr. is saying, I think he gave us a gift. All of you who are giving us gift, thank you very much. Wow. Okay, so Chapman is saying that all these politicians are permanent interests, not that of the nation. more interested in the Ukrainian who said for Mano Chapman, he says that Mind Shift at 360, somebody is replying to him that it is absolute truth. And a Chapman, Mind Shift came back, he said, we can correct it if we are willing to do this, influencing the young. I think that's where Kweku and Chidi also touched, that we have to influence the young. It's difficult and possible. Mind Shift, thank you for your message. Uraku is following us live right now. Very much saying, wow, this is a fantastic and educative program. Well done, guys. Oye just joined. Oye, welcome. I hope you show your face. I hope you also give us some message we read for you. And of course, KOB has also joined us here. I have Sewabunsu also joining. Also, one big nature on the big rooms. Wow, thank you very much for doing the watching. We are going into our final leg, and then this one is for all of us, Kweku. Let me start from my brother CJ. CJ, remote say yisi ne OSP cha President Mahama person do mo bona eche wo no enye ombone na onya bi nyina so emfa nyina o masem. I think say system no mo ashi and no pass oja o mo life ema wo se de be ya nkofo enka o mo nsem because NDC has been taking some hit of late. What does you know na so asofo for biaba?
Because I think say not far-fetched say make it that because when was the petition sent? Has been a while now, maybe. I until Moshe. And I mean, say some petitions because when you say just Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, the petitions were the petitioners were three, right? Now copy what happened? They consolidated it, and then based on one who so guilty, she was asked to stand aside. Now Martin Pegu is having a friend say a petition. No, he has submitted it.
Once he was submitted.
No, I read when no cast answer. No, I he submitted it because I seen the count. So it's something he has done. No submitted. How do you say so the count? Yesterday when you listen to Martin, he was saying say no you need Dawson. So he just opened one of at least one was stick. So what they say, they know say okay, let's throw this out there and then at least die out the because somewhere Saturday all news all portals for political discussions literally nobody was trying to talk about the cocoa anymore. Yeah. So what they say. Yeah. And it's true. Because this thing was done just to make sure say the topic of the discussion for the movement changes to say EC and then the focus is shift from the cocoa. But when him say Ena Kufo can be say ex-president Kufo can be say she was sitting in the what they don't know is people say especially in the way so we show edifice be fair then people say MPP had a communication problem no any person that sitting or talk about
MPP who say
those benefits were all there but economically no it wasn't impactful to me it mean ko to about it wasn't impactful to me ko to about you can throw whatever you want in there thinking say the media will not talk about it the cocoa farmer and our farmers push over the reason I see cocoa farmer being a pushover until I was saying we were here when banks were bailouts so by both successive government the NDC in 2016 bail out the
about 17
so what I say they gave them the money they squandered it they gave them another money so what I say where Gwadislav Jasper Motors, what were the names? Kwasi Mensah. What I say? NDC rescued them. When the sky involved was not small money.
I tell you.
And Blue Cocoa they have.
Didn't know dream.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Uncle, you're the media space. We miss you. So what I say? They were bailed out. But Cocoa farmer they see him as a pushover. It's coming to your issue about the Chief Justice and the EC petition and then the as much ado about nothing. Probably the EC might have their I mean friends say they and then I think say for the OSP I don't think he's going his case is going anywhere because I believe but people saying say at least one will stick I believe one will stick because yes sir Nka say na make no. We all know say
The opposite
by president.
Easy bit matna, but
EC is likely to stay.
But the OSP there.
OSP is likely to go. Because EC for now petition better than Kwako, you know. So what I say.
Yeah.
There's no petition.
Okay.
I best stick with EC. I don't see anything.
The woman was quite careful.
She was because
there are some
baby I say obi do how she has no. We do how we are.
Yeah.
So what I say. Obi di mbeka twom and as obi ananti atwom ahwe we do how to make. We do say no na nyina si from now crawling so that you are being careful you don't fall. So I know say asema no kafa no say I mean a staff has been asked to step aside, interdicted, be investigated. Yet me EC boss edi by virtue of or interdicting a staff. Then which boss can work in the office again? So they say, and EC one was much ado about nothing.
Okay.
And he was really not. I don't see.
OSP there, you're expecting something.
For me, I don't think it's necessary, but I think he will go.
I see.
I think he will go.
Chidi, was this pardon, so to speak, from the president, which, according to him, was upon the express advice, constitutionally mandated advice from the Chief Justice, say, when your prima facie case to, charge either the EC or the deputies, and I say even the OSP. Is it really? I know we are all limited when it comes to matters of law, but with your common sense, was it a pardonable offense as the president painted it to be? And I say it was a ploy to shift the conversation from cocoa farms to EC and OSP, which will not bring us anything. But cocoa farm is a lot to bring.
Kwasi,
Yeah.
the law is the law.
The law is the law.
That's what I will see.
Arabatokono. Yeah.
The law is the law because when you're prima facie case, with the timing, people may have that perception, say the timing was wrong. But people also have other thoughts, say maybe a Chief Justice talk on maybe they want to but I don't see it that way. I see say Chief Justice in the and feel say this is the right time for them to release it, and they've released it. So whoever thinks say it's because of the cocoa issues, say do now they know say they are under heat because of this cocoa issue. So if we be about anything to me and Kwasi, she say I can marry the Accra Airport too. But no matter what, the cocoa issue will still be on top because once the farmer has been given a haircut, no amount of ABI and the national discourse, nothing will change until they see say more haircut. You remember the DDEP?
Yeah, DDEP.
No matter what the MPP did at that time,
and they caught them deep.
Yes,
nobody was prepared to.
Because this is worse. DDP was like, was it 8,000 or 800,000? But millions.
Yeah.
People are involved in that. The 1 million.
Spend it, whatever you do it, cocoa farmer will always feel it in their pocket.
Almost
always feel it. Until right now, no. Friends, we decide agrochemical, maybe a cost, including labor.
Yeah.
Ain't cocoa no red cocoa farm ni bia he will feel it. Cocoa farm on the TV ni here. Virtually be a meaning we be jai one count. But any day a cocoa farm and be call the farm bia no, he will feel it. And it's not something you can just wish it away say because the citizenry are talking about it.
And I love the fact that some of the party communicators need be a patch on behalf of the. I've seen
of the NDC.
Yes, so the NDC. LJ has been doing that consistently. Anytime be on your platform, your back say it's not a buying a team po and I said what I say or that maybe assembly. But some of the party members too are also justifying why they should be haircut. Who justify money more?
What has justified?
Like
he said
there is no justification. Just promotes. Obi bottom sika no di you. No dream. Obi bottom sika no di you. So what I say, but they were bailed out. Number one, they say when
the DDP shouldn't buy. Then people are trying to justify. And people are telling that the more you justify, the more crying and winning.
That's true.
Because social media, no be my breakdown. MPP time 3,001 demand a tossment bag. See, and this time.
Analysis.
You don't do that.
Ginger, for now. Right now, what is most expensive is ginger.
It's about 3,000 to 4,000.
Yes, I'm telling you. You need ginger 4 more 20 cedis.
You see, I'm told to cross and why?
Yeah, we are talking about tomatoes. So one who this that I don't know. So the farmer market we say you pass there and do this research.
I'm be quite a child because even those go be about carry about 1 month later.
Yeah.
And send them to do. These are issues that because the basic necessity no. So Ghana ni say aka no matter what and found only die we see. And before the catch this was say yenwe dan.
Yeah.
The
Interchange.
Interchange. By the end of the day, no Ghana for sure say complain no butum. No, omo say interchange. No, so Ghana was saying no near.
What you say?
A similar thing is happening to NDC.
All right.
Oka ekukwa, you know this. Also, they say $1. Also, can just $1 no.
$1 me need $1.
$1. Cocoa farmer can just $1. No, ni sika na adi amana. No, no, any. So cocoa farmer, say the best school fees 2,500. And no, when that was the man 3,001. At least no be 600 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
So he said the school fees 2,500.
That is a painful aspect.
87 Ghana cedis no kono botu. And yes,
and the school fees in Kwasi Mensah pay you kakra. Yes, man
it's SHS national.
No, not free SHS.
Not
free SHS is not the end. Now free SHS is basically a basic school now. So what I say, but we are talking about the training colleges, the universities, the friends now polytechnical university, technical universities. So said they pay all those fees. Hostel is very expensive and light. So what I say, according to hostel, utility alone is going to take so much from the farmer. Now catch and say,
$10 or the baby no. What is 11?
That is the idea you omo say almost cocoa is can baby abaya fa 1,001. It's not like abaya tissue. Omo say abaya fa.
Of course.
And they are in a way in the right to say this because now about be the man omo. And I one farm into wafa.
Even time I bet so cry now. Time I free emergency meeting. You should have engaged them before cry.
No engagement is now a bit chidi on for this almost come out. There's me analysis which say the whole bank are profiteering now mono to make profit billions of dollars per right now your cover bank last year what they made now to be bailing out. So what I say now we are when issue we need the farm
no. So the justification no munja and no question farmer na before more.
Well, beyond that, I was asking, say, CJ was quite bold now to say, so no there. See where speak up. Na is it now? Between the two, Senka, we chief justice and now your president, now we save back one can have saving.
Me none.
You omunya be kofi.
None omunya na kofi.
Jazi voze no muju. They don't pause. Where I got so a pass no kwa travel. Let me come to you. Maybe you can. I don't know how much time we have.
There's more time.
There's more time.
I think we have right. Over 30 minutes to go.
Oh, fine.
7:20 now.
Fine. Then we all can. Yes, sir.
Politics is a game.
It is.
But game or no, you're one thing. Game or no, you're born a them. Now the only person what you know, they're bro about thing.
Yeah.
So now one of the main reasons why I'm a very hesitant in commenting on these politicians and their decisions, you know. The person will come once and not in one thing. And one here sometimes no you end up spewing ignorance.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Without knowing.
And they know how to play the game. And a game no, never pa no. Your mama won't be you.
Yeah.
Your mom bo game no a game.
In a state nangaza.
Sanity.
Chess state no.
Na your mom who scores no kakrawa bunting. And they are media for editing. The politician. They have godfathers. And they have godfathers who initiate you into the principles.
Yeah.
You can't just come and be any politician.
What are you trying to say?
And so they make an omutia.
Yeah.
It is this CJ one. They know how to play their game. Let them play the game.
To you, it was a game.
It's a game. They know how to play it.
Because
yeah, they understand it.
I won't cut you, but it seems that game is failing now. Looking at the pressure that they are putting on the president now about the aura, we were then came to tell us that you've uncovered over $22 billion.
Yeah,
that
200 and something.
It was $22 billion US.
Okay,
that you are like true aura, you'll be able to recover.
So in a game, you say find something to win power.
Now,
and then when you win power, you come and manage it.
I agree on that score.
They give you place in reality.
The
crop of generation that is coming, they don't mind about your game.
But what is the crop of generation doing about their 4-year mandate? They have the 4-year mandate. What is the
4-year mandate?
You got just 4 years.
The 4-year mandate will end on a day.
They don't care.
You don't
just
care.
wanted the 4 years.
Is coming, you will care.
Okay.
Look at that. The Mokakano or Occupy Julobi.
Yeah.
You see how Flagstaff House was shaking. You realize that no, there's a kind of generation that is coming. They don't care about you.
Fine. Let's maybe land on
a
some.
kind of generation more confidence on Mupa.
You saw what happened in Kenya.
So
That's the translation. Now, British Parliament, what has changed in Kenya?
Nothing.
That law was repealed, but they have to be Kenya. It's still there.
For distraction and so
Yeah,
forth.
so we yeah.
And it's not now crying aside the news. No,
Yeah.
All this time, it wasn't easy. There's nothing new under the sun.
Oh, Kakra, my generation crano.
I'm more camera cry. More than any phone they give video game. What a video game.
More head the crowd. More head it. Gen Z is more headed to it.
Yeah.
When I'm on you, I can't my moon. All
they need is their phone, their data.
No. The point, this is not to disrespect them, but
no, you're sure.
But
let's talk.
A can't deep analysis. This generation, you guys have to say that because our generation, it's more threatening. It's more worrying. It's more worrying.
It's all about what their heart is.
It's more worrying. I'm telling you, it's more worrying.
Ponder.
And one thing I wasn't working on is say educational friends and structure.
Yeah.
It be feel totally. If you don't overhaul, like say na can do to me no with the Gen Z getting to the alpha.
Sir, on say open was a system. One, a leader who will be able to come and have honest conversation with us.
Correct.
And a two, I just yet me come to the point say, baby, you know, you perceive she show mine.
Yeah.
This is where we want to get to. Now, it may be why because of the system, let's say free, you know. Yeah, it will inconvenience us. We will not live to see certain things. Also, I can say problem. There are rules of problem. Problem beer comes at a cost. If you have a problem beer solve beer and it comes at a cost. Two, cost no so no. Problem nature no, not cost no cost. Higher. What you say? A botia. What do you open cost?
What do you call that?
Why? Are there this two are running every problem has a cumulative effect. And sometimes take your time. Statistics Ghana desktop from 1957 to date. They be a cost.
Yeah. We don't see what we use the debt.
Ebola is just increasing at a decreasing rate, but still there's an increase. And the what transible sound say, nothing is really happening.
Baby,
I didn't see you. And the Kumasi so yet tan. They're becoming more congested.
Yeah. It's too bad
because we are going nowhere. Say Kumasi, no. Can they tell us a data say in the next 20 years we're going to have this number of cars? And because of what we see in the future, let us put these measures in place so that we can get it.
Nobody's talking like that.
It is congestion here. Whatever you are seeing, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
Because we are far, but we are far.
Go to new settlements about springing up.
Sometimes simple direction you can get.
It's getting worse and it's getting worse.
Worse.
Do radio sooner. I became more discouraged when I came on radio. Speaking on my conferences. But the more I sit on radio, the more we have this conversation. It's like there's no clarity.
Yeah.
Ghana is going nowhere. Tell us where Ghana is going.
I don't know. We're not going anywhere.
We are not going the next 20 years. And MPP to good boy. Oh, look at the narrative. The same old narrative. The same old narrative.
1 million coders no matter you say.
And go on to say a lot of issues on Coco.
No.
How are you going to monitor Sanemo?
Take
it from me. Take it from me. 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy.
Yeah.
From a purely strategic perspective, any tangible.
I don't expect anything. But if whoever believes that is it only to 24-hour economy? This job 133 say is attached to the 24-hour economy. I don't think it's going to work.
It's a very nice concept, but a concept that a Omune MPP are they going to sit down and look at it for the next 20 years? Because sometimes for more, you see, I'm an industrial business researcher. for a factory, say factory be jina na so running no. A bit me jina na so what go through the initial stages are we say factory a fully operational na minimum of 10 years.
Yeah.
Indika me consultants when they could see Jude factory, I know him say outgrower community. You need raw materials if feed this.
I will see you recommend that.
Sugar factory no.
Sugar na you
consultants when who say we be factory, we be such a processing factory of such magnitude that the kind ratio say we consolidate
raw material
or outgrower community because the moment plant start to say ejuma, you stop no.
Yeah,
because you pay, you are going to run at a loss.
Yeah.
And you want to be an analysis with
yeah.
See that up to now, it's every day is getting us, it's costing us. So which people did that? And these are fine brains who came out with the concept.
Yeah.
But again, political, partisan politics.
Really?
Koran neko share hospital say 111 year course.
That's the video. Go that's room. Muhammad yes first one no be
school
that's room.
And these are people who are still walking around and young guys are hailing them. These are enemies of the nation. They are killing destinies and they are robbing the future of the next generation.
And we have to say it away.
And these are people, and these young guys are hailing them. I like what Dr. Foucault said. We are living for three people. We need to honor the legacy of the dead. We need to protect the interests of the living. And we must secure the future of the unborn.
All right.
To honor the dead. To make sure those who are alive also know their lives become better. And we must secure the future of the next generation.
That one they forget. We don't look at who is. Forget.
See, and these conversations, no, it has to go on.
Yeah.
We are not partisan politics. The MPP NDC will be there, but omu review omu structure no. Say, national interest no. Because yes, idea, see, I never call this idea. We will still be having this conversation.
I see. Can we close on that and move on to another?
All
right. Then maybe I can begin with you, Kwaku.
Senior.
This issue.
LGBT.
Yes, why not? You are.
LGBT. What is up again on LGBT?
I don't know.
I can't say me pen na idea.
Okay.
LGBTQ. Should it be reintroduced into Parliament as the Speaker says? Do we have to go through that and bring a document called LGBT control book?
So more processes, and the processes is saying say, and to me and go through not previous Parliament, it has to be reintroduced.
But excuse me, no most I repeat, First excuse in the first one, I say.
So do you think that it will be passed?
It will be.
Do you think that will be passed?
Never. It's a drama.
I just buying time.
Yeah, it's a drama.
And so when you move in what way, I say no. Fine.
I think it's
moving in
yeah.
Because conspiracies Becky can say me, but anyway, let's see. That's what I'm saying. Say, senior politicians game no more bon. Omunim game ni change na. Obi o abontin bia no. Even those two parties na nkasa no.
Yeah.
Omunim tenasia.
Yeah.
They understand the game that me no be no.
Yeah.
And a game do na yenye na bontin.
Baby.
Game no ne kase pa.
And I say in them.
E koso kukuo mu wie. Na kakra pese mudi unkom no e de bia mamo. Nti sa no mi say me nka because e ba bontin e kakra bi. Unless e be me we inside there. Interesting.
Yeah, I think the Chidi was having the Obiana.
Okay. Let me hear you.
As I'm not say senior week, I was all kind of imagine Chukusi or Pariado veterans. Once in a during campaign time, I found your marking also is part of this secret society. Now, and so normally the born people for the cheaper or better now. Or minima, I found your wizard say,
Mabolo,
is your mother?
Now, somehow, I must no. These people secretly they know themselves, and they know will be a powerful idea when you're powerful. Just like could be a sema.
Yeah.
No, because recently now we have parliamentary proceedings are easy for guys and can be before near Palugu Dam now. And Kamano Muko, and I find your catcher says, so if you say will be a disca, and I want to prosecute the person, I'll go ahead and prosecute the person. And I was like, so these politicians, like, they know themselves already. On Baba can't assembling in a way, you bet you just to energize the people, give them hope. And people buy NDC buy now 4 years now yes we saw
That's one.
so and as a speaker Babene Kazim say this country needs a third force or we grow be and who the economy say baby atwa kon also be free chiriba e be pia saa nkofo ni unu yeden if from yes agro no mudi no omudum be this because we di agro na anyi ni wom dia ba be speaker of parliament it dey also hu bia no ayede we but looking at our position right now it will be very difficult for a third force to even emerge because even no man and that's all Musen come parliament are two independent candidates, you know, who can start that conversation from there. They go there because they are few. You have no choice than you align yourself with either the majority or the minority.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult for a third force because first force no wait me now, second force wait me breaking now, what third force no
breaking.
Right. So until the people have a certain renewal of mind, a change of attitude, that where we have gotten to know, we need to be a nationalistic people, we need to be patriotic.
Don't say national anthem to school.
Flag especially primary school.
What I say, during our time, every morning there was a flag boy. You hang the flag and then fold it at the close of school.
Anything nation we know I will be.
Yeah.
Right now.
Patriotic ni na ya.
Tuaira.
Ni na say senior kano politician where it's like a movie. Or what trust script any with them, and then the latest know ni aye ebetimi aka. Na ebetimi omo the thing we had omo pen na efe.
That's what can we do? So
what can we actually do?
Not.
So what I say.
That's right.
I don't think there's much. But even now see a citizenry, you know, if say we can really sit up, say, I think say for far too long we have been taken for granted. So let's sit up and make sure say what we want the politician gives us. And yes, sir, young could be here. Where education reform, I was really particular about Honorable Dr. Richum. But he wasn't bold enough. He wasn't. At some point, he began backtracking most of his policies because the teachers were agitating. He was scared, so they called strike and all that. He wasn't bold enough because we need a structural reform in our education. We were talking about Gen Zs and then Gen Alphas being timid and all that because if you say they are not as they portray, say, so what I say, you understand it. Until now is the time we don't have to fail them. We have to do what is best for them. Through reforms in education. If I want to do AOB now, when you go for this friend said A-level type of education they are running now.
Yeah.
You know, I supply smart boards to schools, so I deal with expensive schools. So what I say, if you go to this doing Cambridge and those things now, and you see what they are learning over there, and then now back Ghana, what our kids are learning now, you realize say young could be the baby because when you say in the Western world, from 5-year-old Ukrafon, why they not doing worse than the Indian? You understand? Because of the education, the structure, form of education, because even the homework has to be done on the phone and be submitted. So what they are saying, the kind of courses they are offering them, you realize that it keeps them in tune, in check. But then so what they are saying, at the end of the day, the structure is going to fail us, and the years on Yamakwana.
Very well. I have a breaking news. I think now everybody may have heard about it. It just came today. No, this one is dated 3rd. Is it 3rd February? Yeah, that should be 3rd February. 23. Today is 23rd.
Today is 23rd.
So, all right, so now what the boss are
23rd. For immediate release.
23rd.
23rd.
I can't release them.
In a rush, just
he was in a rush.
Why would you rush for something?
No, don't forget you.
Ministry for Transport for 4 places.
You run a farm will be out. It's not good.
Please enlighten it for us and let's all read together. We have a release here coming from the Ministry of Transport dated today, 23rd of February 2026. It is simply renaming of Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. At 17:10 on my 6 bulletins. Now the Edika which say ministry no air catching I say abayin Ghana abayin said we need no wafa enkrata ne kwampa bia so asesa edin Kotoka International Airport no
Original name.
ade akọ ne edin a ye wo no airport de man no a ye fe no Accra International Airport. The facility was originally known as Accra International Airport before its redesignation. The government has considered it appropriate to restore the airport to its former and internationally recognized name. This change will not affect airport operations, safety standards, or international travel arrangements. Notably, within the records of the International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO), the airport code has remained ACC. Implementation of the renaming will involve the systematic update of official documentation, statutory instruments where necessary, airport signage, digital platforms, aviation publications, and related communication materials. The general public, stakeholders, and international partners are kindly requested to support and cooperate with the relevant authorities to ensure a smooth and seamless transition. The ministry appreciates the continued cooperation of all stakeholders. We signed by Public Relations Unit here, a war Ministry of Transport. I'm finding there because said it was organized release in Ankasa and it's hard to read. But it was for a long time.
Because what drafted work with chat GTP that. Yeah, we see I format.
I think you said they all typed.
It wasn't typed, or you should command my whatever spacing for the it's chat.
My goodness.
Sometimes certain information I shouldn't be in a hurry to release.
Come on, man.
Just relax.
Airport, no.
Airport, no.
I'm telling you, say let's make all the command about chat GPT so undrafted this letter now. Space in here,
international, no. I wasn't.
Well, gentlemen, can we spare them?
Oh, we say spare.
More when we was in Ebini.
What they are trying to communicate, we've gotten.
Hey, because I go for the koye. Spectators, citizens, and not spectators. They could go say, "They project." Macha, what do you make of the news?
Kwasi,
Yeah.
For over 60 years,
Yeah.
we all know say a friend of Kotoka International Airport, KIA. So, consultation be no me they have to change the name.
They have the numbers.
What original name? After 60 years, and what originality again? Baby, sir, Accra International Airport, no, Ilenga for how long?
Yeah, for just about 4 years or so.
So, original name will be politicians, in fact, your man maybe it's you because it has anymore. So, all the costs involved, rebranding, signage, documentation, that money, my taxpayers' money, what's the point?
Money.
No, AKI, they're the best. All these years, AKI. What changed?
Ese Kotoka yeku etia Kwame Nkrumah.
Na Kwame Nkrumah de wanyeku.
Ese Rollins yeku.
You know, David Kwame Nkrumah na wanyeku.
The 1960 de na yeku.
Yes.
Say sorry.
One party state. You wake up one night, one morning. We say Ghana is going to be one party state. And
you are the head of state.
What your constitution? Kwame Nkrumah was a fantastic leader. I mean, one in your BB, but he wasn't a saint. So what I say, and I mean to know. Everything about Kwame Nkrumah right now, we're not going to go talk about what Kwame Nkrumah did that was bad. After all, he's dead and gone. And we are benefiting a lot that he did. So we take the Papa. Same way Kotoka.
One more no condemn Kotoka for staging a coup against Nkrumah. One more as in the call, Burkina, celebrity. Sankara
allegedly, I can find way in our
Sankara also no a coup maker.
What has he?
When Blaise Compaoré, they had to make a coup.
Because we needless.
Chidi, what you saying?
Well, they are in government now, so they think that this is right because if Kotoka is a cool leader, they are, and then a cool leader, we are organ heavy. They have to be that should be fair. Because so who you can catch him say because the Accra name has become a brand. So we want to make it more visible because we hear then Metina Cracker say to say New York. And Lemon a bear brand to the extent.
But JFK
it's true. It's true.
Didn't change JFK and go to New York International.
No. I'm not saying that changing. I'm saying that the reason that they gave, if they have given that, at least some countries will also learn from us. Say, okay, o country no ebi our capital din create be brand to the sense say you can put obetim there to airport. So the brand visibility na I am more at the amount.
Kotoka is hard to pronounce.
Yes, ebi Kotoka because Accra itself has a tone when Kumasi
actually Kotoka is hard to pronounce. Same way GCB. Also GCB now is the brand name.
Yeah.
And Ghana Commercial Bank. Kotoka is not KI.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be you pick is KI. So the brand has become KI. So you don't have to go and say may call Kotoka International Airport. It's KI.
Yeah. I get the brand. But I'm coming from a different narrative about the reason that they gave us to changing the name from Kotoka to Accra. Say we cool and historically error. I was saying say if they have said because Accra Ababe more visible, it has become a brand. So you just want to make it more visible to the world. Say will be bad because look at December in Ghana.
Yeah.
Where was the December in Ghana? It was in Accra.
Yeah.
So you patronizing Accra more beyond our territories, even our airport would have been better. Say will be quite fly about Accra and we could see Accra International Airport. Maybe Kumasi International Airport. It would have made sense to me rather than saying say you cool. We have people who have made cool in this country. This street at home, a runabout at home. Your sister to crime maybe So in Tinopa say if the next government comes on we say it doesn't make sense to them say we should maintain this statute. You have no locus to complain. You just have to keep mute. Where we are heading to, we need to be very careful. Yes, the error has already happened. Nothing can be done to it. Kwame Nkrumah, he will say at a point he made a mistake by listening to certain people to make Ghana a one-party state. And Kawentiye na Kodi Nimbeson already. Okoya. Kwame Nkrumah is a great leader.
Yeah.
Oyenipa, ne form so and they say where do we check where one party state?
When do we is a full grown man?
Who are those in parliament? Do
well, definitely he had bootlickers and sycophants.
Yeah. So these were the people are Omahano.
Yeah.
Because he started very well.
Backstop with who? The leader. He could have said no.
My friend,
like right now, Muhammad told them said OSP bills.
At the time he couldn't hear. He said nothing and so. He's still a great leader. You would have ended very well and by now.
Right, let's stick to the airport.
But my remember 1 second say we are done with. They make sense. Say I want to double down. Say we book a lot. We do a lot of booking. We do a lot of booking for people.
Okay.
There is no way we will Kotoka anywhere. It's KIA
from GFK.
It's KIA. So what I say, everywhere you go for booking, it's KIA.
So now it's going to be ACC.
What's the point?
We may have been you money chidi like I say chidi. What you see JD be a more patronize airport or maybe
TV so.
Ready TV so I could just say rabbi last time I went airport to the city. So what do you make of this release?
Say the acting about
why you hold more
why they do looking at Mahama has a strong Nkrumah's background. Mahama who monitor the narratives now.
Yeah.
Mahama has a strong Nkrumah's influence. That maybe others might want to make inference to the fact that national monuments see the two bia. It has a way of shaping Nkrumah's future.
Yeah.
Yes, there are people who have made coup, but when they made coup, most of them became presidents or heads of state, and I mean, you saw their contribution. Of course, JJ contribution for Ghana political history now.
Yeah.
Even though it was cool, but JJ was a significant figure in Ghana's political history. A champion, for reasons best known to them. And they were doing and so it's up to us for us to make inferences and get it
is from the NLC, National Liberation the movement or system. I think it's movement NLM. Bafwa Koto's kind of party, you know,
which is
MPP for
Yeah,
MPP for hero.
So that's
Yeah, MPP for hero. And
so that can say is it that say the more explanation with them?
yeah,
And they all the consciousness with which I'm in the
yeah.
if you have to go by this, that's what I can say. A politician, yeah, there. Now we go by an explanation. Why I don't know if they know. We work with baby.
Yeah.
Because there is we can say raising debt. That is the reason behind the decision. And who and at the audio culture, what the masses have been told.
Yes.
Oh yes, say. I mean, it was. Anna, I'm a very me kinds so because what they've said and what they are. But for 60 years, when I had the Ubeka say, "Oh, I how Ubeka say no."
We are
And crowns will start every question. It's so easy. They will start history. I mean, a historical figure. What led to his death? Any day. I decided you can see a tone. Didn't see one more tone. I mean, it's the same name changing era. Schools. We could dang buzia. One money. The ASABB.
Now for public school now they are two party back. A painting a filming going. I say Papa Nisi.
Because that one is different.
Yeah.
Next of the tone say will rename you. A painting was autonomous from Winneba. So it was a first school.
Yeah.
It was the first name given was Apiamika. It wasn't like Apiamika was industrious because
very
there was skill training and then I understand that.
Yeah.
But we all know the contribution that Apiamika
and sometimes a name here not me panel back now or recommend they say sometimes you can use geographic, for example, University of Volta.
But people also have a problem with that. I just say we to say they were making analysis. We say East Legon Nasifon.
Yeah.
The try to sell name Obodo. Yeah. What do you sell the name Obodo?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to buy that. But because of East Legon, the top hills, a Diamond Hill, the two to me is the Taboo Secondary School. Nobody want to go there. That's what I said. That alone also say I want the issue with people. Say at least I agree with you with geographic, but they have heroes are within that town. It's those they are revered. They are him for or more sacrifice. The baby said there are places are waiting for him. Can see like one tiase, but oko. Now the not so. But the graphic are senior.
But estates.
Name names are very political. Almost all the names become political.
Yeah.
Because name names are NPP.
Apiamika is a political. CK Tadam is a political.
But the sad aspect, they say about the Jubilee House. Friend say flat staff has had a you now an MPP power to go back to Kutuka International Airport.
Really?
Oh, come on.
Really? Everything is possible.
Sad the moment MPP come back to power, Kutuka. The moment NDC comes back to power,
NDC has now.
24 hours they say your policy.
NDC has now agreed.
For now, $1 panel to say who's going to manufacture. Yet here to meet like 600 cities within 3 weeks now. To manufacture now because a plant no better manufacture. We are $1 panel number by 11 city. And it's a one manufacture something now make crab cheaper. So now the manufacturers closing their plants using their structure as storage and warehousing. No importing about so 24 economy
will be market.
Rather you can import their baby. To see a shop now be running 24 economy now. So they say, "Okay, we say first we do this Kasapekun place no. There we who say a lot of work is going on now. Apart from in Sony, a lot of work because you can manufacture and compete from elsewhere. In the sense, or people rather import vodka. Vodka is cheaper. This one. And our export also come back. The dollar too no. At the end of the day, the dollar rate no from into on cover the expenses are into a running at loss. Made them up before for 24-hour economy.
Kwaku was making a point. So Kwaku, eventually, do you think it can be reversed?
Oh, say we buy possible reverse. So we buy a best name changing that. I mean, so again, you ask yourself, say, I mean, where are we going as the American? Where are we going as a country? Is this what really matters? And like I said, the politician has the game plan. They know how to play the game, and you will never understand them. The Ababonte Ekebino, but there is a rationale. They know what they are doing.
All right.
They know the game more than us. Senior. Because answer number we know meetings upon meetings, whatever. You and I we are not privy to. Did your dear catch it? Yay. You do uncomo. I don't know, it doesn't make a be. I never do make a year rather than.
Was it term agenda and a shasin? Sometimes politicians almost should have to be too.
No her reaction.
No her reaction, no her and fat, no aside draw. As time goes on, no aside too.
That's a poor man. That's a put them all. That's not to one. Oh, who not channel is what well, Bright Ajin Boatin is a good friend of Lewis's. He's in Bantamar. Bright, thank you for linking up. Akwasi is watching from Sampa. Akwasi is saying Dr. Seduchum deserved to be running mate to Dr. Baumia. Akwasi, I hope we had the power to choose the running mate for Dr. Baumia. I think that is his own cup of tea. But see, Kanokwanka, Dr. Baumia, and Dr. Educhum. Na on final running mate. If you agrees that the letter was poorly written, they didn't justify it. Paragraph 1, see where the G is. And yeah, I feel that's what we're looking at. But CJ, the engineer or computer Semusa, or just I don't know, chat GPT.
And also I want to command, draft a letter stating this and that. Over draft mouse here.
My brother back OP of Italy, George Opoku, all the way in Italy. I think George sent me a voice message. George, I unfortunately I can't play the voice message here. Later on, we are going to get a dedicated phone for all these WhatsApp messages and voices so that we can play yours. DJ Chifaro. Oh, good evening to you. Yeah, Chifaro, the DJ Chifaro of Asasi Radio, Kumasi. 98.5. You are doing the watching.
Chief
Chief in Obio.
I'm Ninya the Koi.
Is there a way?
Now, is that the feel?
Well, so formerly of Assassin. I follow him on TikTok. I like what he does with his DJ in the house. All the time he keeps himself busy. Chifaro, greetings, sir.
Senior
DJ and Gaza. Who now because you know, and it's not on one never. I think we have some reactions on TikTok, but the moment I go there, they keep disappearing. I hope I can get them for you. Gentlemen, in between now, you can have your last bite, 1 minute each, starting from Chidi. Any greetings or something you want to say before we leave?
Media my mantem. So no zini senior a kind of Benufono. I go on almost a day no more butchery.
Yeah.
It's born by Tabo and Tindy who says everyone who and I say why you feel. So we live in it. What that I would tell a Ghanaian young guy is say live your life as you say Ochina, be free as you so. Don't depend on the politician and don't put your hope in the politician because they can disappoint you or the interest in them. It's an interest in why you might have been to me or they will be at the account circle. That's his family, his or her family. So live your life in a way that you find your interest. At the end of the day, your interest will benefit you and your family, not to benefit them. Because when the free parliament, I see the way they smile. Shower event, I see the way they smile. But these are the same people that will come and stand on the days and tell people that we will arrest you. But that's what I would say.
That's what you say. All right. I'm here at the channel. TikTok.
Yeah. I think so. One, it's the same person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what chain, man?
Yeah.
We are notification.
We are very well. Hey, so that's CJ. Wisdom for Chidi for you. My shift. They are only knowledgeable and not wise. I think he's talking about politicians. Politicians only have information and not wisdom. Chapman Jr. came back, said the guy narrative is top notch. We have 3 guys here. I hope Kweku may be the one you are referring to. You have to listen to him. Tune in tomorrow morning on the Tech 102.9.
What does Ghana really want from its educational system?
Oh, okay.
That's the topic for tomorrow.
And then I think our topic here will feed into that. Chapman say, I love his work. I think he's talking about the positive agenda that he say we should do. He's only the second person I follow on TikTok. I don't know who you are talking about, you guys. Kwaku Ozubuatin is the name. I think Kwaku Uncle for actually show so near ideology. Oh dear no. Okay, omuche say omano any ideology, omano any mindset, omano any sunsum. And I think to a large extent it's true.
Yeah.
Ghana has no mindset.
We don't know where we are going.
We don't know where
we're going.
No,
Yeah.
since in Nkrumah leader be my ideology, papa be that. Into the name is so for now, no mama may be in Sukrana. In fact, my shift came back. I say an opposition party will say clearly that they want a sitting government to fail. Why not? Pure mindset reset. I agree with you, Chapman. No, my shift at 360. Chapman, you gave us a whole thesis. Thank you for your time. Berima came back. He said, "Wow, this is a fantastic and educated program. Well done,
Obviously,
guys."
NPP platform.
Obviously, NPP platform. Yeah. And this is who anyway. Yeah, so no, yeah, and this is platform.
I mean, you be a can't. You can't 24-hour economy. Maybe you can't. You know what they want. Maybe you can't. Is it 24-hour?
24-hour economy.
And you can't want
hardening of CJ, EC, and then.
But those are can't hospital.
Yeah. I want to get as many as I could, but I think our time is gone. Wisdom. Okay, you see, Ike's Joy Gardens. See, now look at how we are cutting down trees. Heat in the central business area is too much. This is Jeffrey Poyando. Good evening to you, Senior Poyando. What's also your national tour?
Unfortunately, last time about Harrison issue with that. So we might have to invite. We're trying to edit and post, and you realize that the audio and then the visuals were not matching.
Oh goodness!
So we only got a few snippets of it.
I see.
We will have to.
Nanaya said, Senior, you guys are doing your best now by opening our minds, ears, and eyes. Keep on doing it. Kosav, I think Kosafu, diverting attention from the cocoa issues. I think we're talking about the CJ, the pardoning EC, and all that. Chidi Trends. See, my name is Chidi. My name is DJ Chifaro. DJ on 10 to 1. Right? Chifaro. Yeah. He says, great show. Thank you, senior man, DJ Chifaro. Ladies and gentlemen, Kwaku, your last word so that we can go.
Because I think, like I'm saying, for the past 30-something years, Ghanaians have been having politicians running this nation. I'm looking forward to the day where we have leaders who have vision for this country, and then they will be able to chart a path for us that in the next 50 years, this is where Ghana is going. And then that leader will be able to rally all Ghanaians towards that strategic path. But until then, Ghana is managed by politicians. I'm not seeing any leader for the past 30 years. I'm only seeing politicians. And when I talk of a leader, we are looking at so many things that show, say, yes, this is a leader with a vision. This is where we are going. And then the path, you will see evidence of maybe a path be actual. But as it stands, Ghana doesn't have any strategic roadmap. We don't know where we are going. Nobody can sit here and say by 50 years, this is where Ghana is going. As a matter of fact, we can predict that it's going to be worse.
I was around when they said Agenda 2020.
Yes.
This is 2026.
Even
and our rules are still
Rwanda crano.
Yeah. From 1994.
That's what I said. It means that good, I mean the man resource.
You see.
I just had a chronic.
Yeah.
But who's on to mean change, I didn't know who's on to mean change. So what is it?
I don't know.
That's
well,
and then typical thing when I'm the typical thing you need say any part into change a basic educational structure. It's the worst we have to be running compared to the Cambridge and then the rest. We are what I say.
Yeah.
And indeed people are paying like 50,000, 60,000 a year to have Cambridge. Wow. That's what they are saying. And why are we not going for that one? But yet, you say I do too much, so I reforms and all that thing. But we are still running the same thing.
Living the reform, no,
the new curriculum. They are practicing the new curriculum. There's no difference anyway. So I say he knew very well what he has to change his entire structure and then match it to the Cambridge type of education. He didn't go there. Why? Because those with the heavy packet are running those schools. Right now, none of such schools now are going to pay less than 10,000 cedis.
Yeah, saying how many years?
It starts from a crèche. The crèche, the lowest is 8,000 something per term. A semester. They run the semester system.
I mean, I got a degree with you as a term.
You saying yeah, but they keep it just to make, like senior said, politicians almost say we are the open the better can once them. And did you hear panel? We don't come here to discuss. Your boss is here, they say, but discuss this. Nobody's going to be watching us.
No, a country where about 70% of your basic schools are in the hands of the private. Government schools, in the next 10, 15 years, government schools will be good. And when a private person takes over, look
how do you issue instruction?
And so private forces, government and I said trained teachers, because that's another conversation. Almost fees, I can say.
Yeah, but they pay the teachers.
For SHS, less.
500 cedis for a month.
But I mean, so the government is gradually leaving these basic schools in the hands of private school. It's becoming hopeless conversation by the minute. I guess this is one of it. Internal philosophers, no one in this can almost they are not happy people because in the company of wisdom, sometimes you can be very, very, very pained by what you begin to realize. And now it make us say life is there we can make a fucking because you share your near pie Ghana near Subed therefore we should have been far ahead. This studio should have been on top of a building that is about 100 floors. That's what they do in Japan. These youngsters who have been doing these microphones and cameras, they are hiding up there. They call it penthouse. Now, Omo Infinity Pool was row. Omo say Max Zuckerberg for them. But the time see for no. Now Omo develop something.
Yes.
3 months no see
because everything is there. There's a mall, there's a bank, there's a pool, there's a hotel, there's a food, everything you want.
Because that one science Omo breaking science down. Physics, chemistry, biology.
Yes.
You chef right from O level to A level.
Yes.
But you have no better no this what do SS. Who be SS no one medicine.
Over. So what I say. So this has been Hot in the Evening, Monday edition. Gradually we are getting to the end of February. My guests have been Richard Chidi, my own right-hand man, Mr. CJ Lewis, aka Otafrija Kwabena Ampra Techi. And today we had a very, very fine gentleman guest who joined us, a media personality in his own right, management consultant, and an astute young man. I had no any entertainment show in Timem with Sunday Pinafore, one as a money woman, maybe next time in your gossip abontia, na me introduce Namdia camp. But for now, dear, Mammy, and keeping it hanging. For those of you who connected with us on our various platforms, thank you very much for sharing, for constructing some question for us to also react to. You keep doing that and keep telling others about Afro City Extra. We shall meet again on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
I think so one day